From the studios of the Richmond Register, it's this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. Every Thursday night at 9 o'clock, Richmond Register sports editor Nathan Hutchinson and Richmond Register sports writer Ricky Barker will talk about this week in Madison County sports. Welcome to the show.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta. And thanks to another great sponsor, Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. James Brockman, owner, serving Central Kentucky for over 20 years. Both residential and commercial, all work guaranteed. Free estimates and insured. Call 859-582-6645.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. As always, I'm Richmond Register sports editor Nathan Hutchinson. That's Ricky Parker, Richmond Register sports writer.
What's up?
What's up? We are knee deep in some basketball, aren't we? It's
gosh,
it's been a busy week of basketball. We got high school districts and regions. We have obviously tournaments coming up. We just had the USA South Conference tournament as well. So got a lot of stuff to get to tonight. And it's mostly just about 100% basketball. So
if you like basketball, this is the show for you.
It is March Madness, as they say, as the cliche goes. So we got a lot of that to talk about. But obviously, the big story of the week that we covered was the Berea College women's basketball team winning the USA South tournament this weekend down at the Seabury Center. And we are lucky enough to have those young ladies as our guests tonight. We're going to have Bailee Vanover, Marley Lawson, Isis Hill, and Briana Lanham to be here later. They actually had to leave today, so they were nice enough to come in on Tuesday, and we filmed just a couple of segments with them, so we really much appreciate them taking time out of their schedule to come in a day early. We usually film this on Wednesday, but they were leaving Wednesday night for about a 9-hour bus trip to Michigan, so we very much appreciate those young ladies coming in here, but we'll have them coming up in just a minute, and we're going to have a complete recap of their tournament over the weekend as well. But we also have OBC basketball. The Colonels are heading up to Evansville. We had 44th District Tournament championship games on Friday, and then the region tournament was on Monday and Tuesday, so lots to talk about. You remember it all?
No. It all kind of melds together after a while.
Yeah. You were in Berea all week, and then you running to Lexington, and running to Berea, and all over the place. So
got lost trying to find Dunbar High School. Stupid
I wouldn't
GPS.
say that to everybody on the air there. But
Well, I mean, hey, I don't frequent Lexington that much, so.
Yeah. Try to avoid it because of the traffic. The traffic sucks.
Exactly.
I hate it.
I think the GPS was trying to get me to avoid traffic. That's why it took me in a weird direction.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Too weird, too far away.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, on Saturday and Sunday, the Berea College women were able to, they hosted the USA South Conference tournament down at the Seabury Center in Berea. And they've been in that league for 3 years now. They've gotten to the finals of it the first 2 years, only to lose to Piedmont College. And amazingly enough, they end up in the final again and playing Piedmont College again.
Old nemesis.
But this time around, they were able to turn the tide and turn the tables on those guys and beat them 66-58. And that does earn them a first ever trip to the NCAA Division III tournament. They will take, like I said, that long drive up to Holland, Michigan, which is actually a place you've been to.
Yes, it's so beautiful.
Holland, Michigan is the home of Peace College. Mm-hmm. And they will play Illinois Wesleyan in the first round Friday at 5:30, I think. Yeah, 5:30. And if they win that, they will play either Grove City or number one ranked Hope College in the second round. And that 27-0 for Hope College, number one ranked team in the country. So tough draw. But it was great for those kids to finally get over the hump and beat Piedmont and get to the national championship for the first time. They transitioned over to Division III a couple of years ago from NAIA, and this is the first time they qualified for the NCAA Division III tournament. So actually the last conference championship for the team was back in 2008 when they were still in the NAIA when they played in the Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. So it's been a long time. So congratulations to those young ladies.
They worked hard.
We got four Madison County kids on that team, which is also great. And like I said, 3 of those kids will be in here. You'll see them here in a minute and on the video here. And so it was a great time. It was on Saturday. They had to get. They had already beaten Maryville twice during the regular season. Had never even trailed against them in any of those 2 games. But they got down early. They were down 12-10 after the first quarter, but they were able to come back and pick up a 64-60 win in the semifinals, which gave them a spot in the final. And in the other semifinal, William Peace, which was actually the other number 1 seed in the tournament, they had a lead early, but then Maryville came, or no, Maryville, it's Piedmont. So many different teams. Piedmont beat William Peace. But they came back to beat William Peace and to get a spot in the final. But then William Peace actually ended up getting an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament. So two USA South teams getting a chance to go on to the NCAA tournament. But it was just a great weekend. I was there Saturday and Sunday, and we know so many of those kids, and it's so happy for them to get that done. And they lost to Piedmont last year on Piedmont's home court, and they were so excited to get a chance to host it on their own home court. And it wasn't a good start to they lost to them the last 2 years in the championship, and then you go down 10-2 right off the bat. And I was just kind of like, oh man, here we go again. But they were able to battle back and get a big win. So, like I said, the first ever trip to the NCAA Division III tournament coming up. And Aaliyah Hampton, the fabulous freshman, she was named the tournament MVP. And of course, she was also the USA South Freshman of the Year and Player of the Year. So a good cap for her first season at Berea. But in the final, in particular, she really came on there at the end. They got kind of tight. Briana Lanham hit a bunch of threes in the second half to give Berea the lead, and then they basically put the ball in the hands of the freshman, and she either got fouled or got to the free throw line or got a basket every time she touched the ball late in the game, and that really kind of helped them wrap up that title. So
she's so talented.
Yeah. But in that game, Leah Hampton had 23 points, 5 steals, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. That was in the championship game. Briana Lanham hit 3 threes in the second half. She had 5 altogether. 17 points and 10 rebounds. She did not want that to be her last college game, that's for sure. The senior from Madison Southern definitely played a big role in that. She had a couple of threes. She even joked that the last one, she didn't even see the basket. She just threw it up. And I was there, and it looked like she really did just throw it up, but it went in. So, but Destiny Love had 10 points and 7 rebounds in the championship game. And Akeisha Green, the senior, also didn't score, but once again, 12 rebounds. She went over 1,000 rebounds.
Just a rebounding machine
for her career. So very. We wish them the best of luck. Illinois Wesleyan is 19-8 on the season. They just won their 3rd straight College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin title. All these conferences I've never heard of before, but they had to go to overtime to win in the semifinals of their conference, and then they beat the number 1 seed Wheaton 84-76 in the final. So. Friday in Holland, Michigan, and our friend Ricky Elkins will actually be up there. He's going to go up there and take some pictures for us, and we're going to be keeping track of that. So Ricky will be there. This Ricky will be in Evansville with EKU.
The Rickies will be out of Madison County.
And I'll be down here covering the rest of the stuff going on in the county. So we got you covered this weekend. 3 different places in 3 different states, but we got you covered. So we'll definitely keep you up to date on all that stuff, and we wish those kids the best of luck. And like I said, we filmed a couple of segments with them yesterday, so we look forward. You can watch those here in just a minute and hear what they have to say about their first championship. I know they wanted that so bad.
Like I said, they've worked hard all year for it. That was their goal, and it's so great to see that pay off for them, and to be at Berea College, especially for being kind of young in that kind of league. I mean, they hadn't been in it for a while.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. I mean, those. It was so great. Yeah, I mean, it's so great for those 4 seniors too. Briana Lanham, Nikisha Green, Kristen Barnes, and Bethany Williams. 4 years and 91-20 overall record. So just a great way to cap that off. They never won a championship. The first year that they were all there, they played in. They were a Division III. They were transitioning into Division III, and they didn't play in a conference, so they actually got to play in this thing called the USCAA national tournament. And they finished second in that as well. So they finished second in that, and then the last 2 years they finished second in the league. So they finally got that championship to kind of cap off their career, and now hopefully they can go up there and win a game or 2 up in Michigan.
Hope so.
That would be great. So that's what was going on with the USA South. The OVC regular season wrapped up over the weekend. The Colonels had a couple of games. They went to Murray, easy for me to say, Murray on Thursday and suffered a 74-62 loss, and came back Saturday on senior night and beat Moorhead 80-76. They were already kind of locked into the number 4 seed anyway, but they did finish up strong on Saturday, even though Moorhead didn't make it easy on them.
No, they did not. The Moorhead, it was a back and forth battle there for a little bit. It was kind of like a game of runs. Every time the EKU would kind of stretch out to a 10-point lead, Moorhead would come right back on them and retake the lead. And then at the end, I mean, it was a nail biter. I was sweating.
They end up finishing the regular season at 15-16 overall, but they do finish in 4th place in the OVC with a 12-6 record, and those 12 wins are the second most conference wins in school history. And mostly because of that, I would assume, we got the word on Tuesday that A.W. Hamilton was named the OVC Coach of the Year. So a great honor for him. I know he was very humble about it. When we asked him about it on Tuesday, he's like, I didn't do anything. But, which of course is not true, obviously not true. Coaches like to give credit to the players, and that's, that's what they're supposed to do, I suppose. But Jamaro Brown was also first-team All-OVC, and Trey King, second-team All-OVC. And Jamaro, as a sophomore, already has 1,000 points.
Yeah, I got that in the Moorhead game.
Yeah. So he's climbing up the ladder. Maybe make a run at Nick Mayo's career record there, because Nick also got 1,000 points as a sophomore.
Right.
So 2 more years, he may challenge the record of the main attraction up there. So, but we did have a chance on Tuesday to go over and talk to A.W. Hamilton, Jamaro Brown, and Trey King, and here's what they had to say about last weekend and this coming weekend's OVC tournament. All right, we're here at Berea Arena with EKU's Jamaro Brown and Trey King. They were both named all-conference, all-OVC conference selections today. Jamaro Brown's first-team all-conference, Trey King second-team all-conference. Congratulations, guys. What do you think about being named first-team all-conference?
It's a blessing, honestly. All season we were, the team that was putting a lot of trust in me and trying to, win the games and be a leader on the team. So it's just a blessing to be noticed and at that level.
Yeah. So you were you were an all-OVC newcomer last year, so second straight year with an honor for you. Only a sophomore, you're already over 1,000 points, so heading in the right direction there.
Yes, sir.
and Trey, obviously second team all-conference selection this year. Kind of your thoughts on that award?
Yeah, it's a huge honor. Working hard all year, all summer, all last season, not really getting nothing, and then this year being recognized is a great feeling. I can't thank anybody but my teammates and my coaches for putting the trust in me to do what I've been doing all year. So.
Obviously, you mentioned coaching there, and we all couldn't be happier for A-Dub to be the Coach of the Year. I mean, just talk about, to me, just the energy he brings and the spirit he has, and that has to have been, a big part of the success of this team with all the injuries and everything you've been through. So just talk about your relationship with Coach.
He's a great coach. Like everybody says, he's a player coach. He's a player's coach, and he lets us play through our mistakes. And as young freshmen and sophomores, he put a lot of trust in us to basically have a big role on this team. And him being a basketball player as well is we just knew that we could trust what he was saying and everything. And it was just he's a great coach, and I'm happy for him to be my coach.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's really the true definition of an everyday guy. The energy he brings is contagious, and the way he encourages us and motivates us, you can't help but run through a wall for him when you're on the court. So anybody would love to play for a coach like him. So.
Obviously, you guys are heading up to Evansville. You got a first-round bye, so you won't have to play until Thursday. I guess you guys will be up there. Thoughts on Morehead State and Tennessee State? It's obviously 2 teams you swept during the regular season, but all 4 of those games were tough games. And your thoughts on the possible first quarterfinal opponent?
We're not taking them lightly at all. We just gonna do what we know we're doing. Do what we do, and just go with our identity. Press them for 40 minutes, play as hard as we can for 40 minutes, and just hope we come out with a W.
So Trey, all 4 of those games were tough, especially Tennessee State's a big athletic, physical team, and obviously Morehead played you tough twice as well, so there's going to be a tough matchup either way.
Yeah, for sure, but just like Ruth said, we know what to do, and if we stick to our identity and doing what we're doing and press and play with energy for 40 minutes, we can beat anybody, so that's what we're looking to do.
First time back in the OVC tournament in 5 years. Nobody on this team has been to this point. Not even the senior class have been there. So just talk about what it means for you guys to get a chance to go to Evansville and try to make some more history.
That's a blessing. It's a blessing. It's a fourth time we've had more than 12 wins in the conference in regular season. It's just a blessing just to, be able to repeat history with this program. We're trying to turn this program around day by day, piece by piece. So it's just a blessing to go to Evansville and compete for a championship.
You're going to have a lot of friends and family up there, Trey?
Yeah, for sure. They always like the road deep to come and support, so it's going to be fun.
Well, good luck to you guys. We'll be up there Thursday, Friday, and hopefully on to Saturday for the championship game. So check us out, check them out and root them on. Colonel's heading to Evansville. All right, we are here with the 2019-2020 OVC Coach of the Year, the man, Mr. A.W. Hamilton. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
It's kind of, when did you find out today, and what was your reaction?
It's exciting news. The thing that's most exciting is it shows how far our program's come in a short amount of time. You know, without the players and the commitment from the university and our fans, nothing like this happened. So, and that's why I told our team, I said, guys, as I came in the locker room for film, they all get up and start clapping for me. I was like, guys, I didn't do anything. You guys did this. This is an award for you guys. So I'm really proud of the kids.
Yeah, well, see, I knew that you would obviously, this kind of person you are, you would deflect the credit to the kids, and they do deserve the credit. But with the way this team got off to a horrible non-conference start, and how were you able to kind of keep their spirits up and get this thing turned around once conference play started?
You know, it was hard because I was so down, because I saw the potential in this group early on, and we didn't hit our stride early, and it was disappointing. But these guys taught me a lot about facing adversity, and I'm really proud of how they did it. We had to stay extremely positive. We had to mix some things up of how we played and do some different things on offense and defense. Played more zone than I ever thought I would ever play, but it's worked for us, and these guys have responded, and they play with a lot of confidence. They really do.
Yeah, 12 OVC wins, the second most in school history, and you're heading back to the OVC tournament for the first time in 5 years. You're heading up to Evansville Thursday nights. Tough first round, Tennessee State and Morehead State. You swept both of those teams, but all four of those games were very tough, so it ain't going to be easy to get to the semifinals.
Oh, no question. Listen, Morehead State, you saw them on Saturday night. That group played extremely well, played well together, played with a lot of heart, so they're going to be a tough out if it's them. Tennessee State, I think, is one of the most talented teams in the league. They will be a tough out. I mean, we played probably our best game of the year at their place, and then we get off to an incredible start when we played them here. We're not that good, so whoever we play is going to be a huge challenge for us.
Yeah, obviously the individual honor for you, but Jamaro Brown, first team All-Conference, and Trey King, second team All-Conference. So talk a little bit about both those young men.
Jamaro Brown, how he's matured throughout the course of the year. And the last year he comes in, he's all newcomer. This year he gets off to kind of a rough start and doesn't have a great non-conference, but matured. And you saw him in the Morehead State game, the way he was getting into the heart of the defense and making those easy passes and just playing good team basketball. He's an incredible talent. I've said that since the day we got him. He's got a chance to be one of the best guards, at this level, and maybe one of the best guards ever played Eastern Kentucky. So I'm really proud of him. Trey King, where he was last year to where he is now is night and day. He's one of our team captains. He's become a real positive leader. He's become a great free throw shooter. He's become great, around the basket, making tough baskets. So really proud of his growth.
Yeah, the transformation, especially free throw wise. This is remarkable.
It really is. I had nothing to do with that either.
Well, you are the first EKU coach since 1987, Max Good, to be the OVC Coach of the Year. And I overheard a couple guys over here talking. You actually got to meet him last year, I guess, right?
I did. Coach is incredible. He came down and spent a day with us, came to practice. We went out to lunch and got to really spend some time together. And an impressive person, a great basketball coach. So it's an honor to have my name mentioned alongside his.
Okay. Well, you guys have accomplished a lot of great things this year, despite all the injuries, despite all the hardships you had to overcome, and it's not over yet. So you're heading to Evansville and hopefully to make a little more history up there.
Yeah, no, we're excited about this opportunity and excited to play in postseason. And when you get into a tournament and there's only 8 teams, you got a shot to win it. And so I'm really proud. We're going to go up there and fight like crazy, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, congratulations and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being so friendly to us all year, and we'll see you up in Evansville.
Thank you so much. I really do. I really, really do appreciate it. I really do. Thank you.
All right, man. Yeah, I just love how humble AW is. Like I said, he walked into the locker room and they were all applauding, and he's like, "What are you applauding me for? I didn't do anything." But he really is like Jamaro said. He's a player's coach.
Oh,
they love playing for him, and he's just. And they had that horrible non-conference record, and that's part of the reason why they're 15-16 right now.
Right,
they didn't play very well early in the season.
They played such tough teams. I mean, you had Kentucky,
Louisville, yeah. But just had a bad stretch through there, and like AW said in the little piece there, he's like, I was down at times. He got me down. So to him, but he has just, and we've gotten to know him pretty well the last couple of years. He just has such an enthusiasm and passion about him.
I wish I could bottle it and sell it. It would sell out. I'd be a millionaire.
Yeah, but that just, I think, has made such a big difference on that team, because it may not be the most talented team in the league. I mean, they've had so many injuries. They basically have about 8 kids. They play about 8 kids, really, including little Cameron Carmichael.
Right, yeah.
but they just battle and scrap, and I mean,
their toughness is like on any other team I've ever seen. I mean, they just grit it out, and they're conditioned so well. I mean, by the second half, some teams sometimes they just outlast them, because sometimes in the second half you'll see those guys at the free throw line just breathing hard, and the Colonels are just like, yeah, let's go, we're ready to go again. So
yeah, they can that's part of their branding. They're talking about the 40 most exciting moments in sports, and they'll press you and get after you, and they won't stop. They'll wear you out, and like I said, the 12-6 is the second best record in OVC ever for those guys, and they're going to have a tough road in Evansville. They will play tonight, Thursday night, against either Morehead State or Tennessee State. Of course, they did beat both those teams twice, but that'll be tough. And then if they did get past that Friday evening, it would be Belmont, who they've already lost to twice. So, and then in the final, we would figure probably would be P or Murray, who they also have lost to as well. So, but like we said, they're scrappy and they fight hard, and
they really want it. I know that.
Yeah.
I know they want to take it as far as they can possibly take it. And like I said, with 8 guys, that's not a very deep bench, but I mean, they put their heart out there. So
yeah, they'll come at you.
Anything's possible.
Like I said, Thursday night, as we're debuting this on Facebook and YouTube, you'll be up there at the Ford Center in Evansville. So make sure you check up with Richmond R Sports, and she'll be live tweeting from there, and we'll keep you up to date with all that. And then on Friday, hopefully if they get to Friday, you'll have some stuff during the day. You put some stories out, and
definitely.
Video and stuff during the day about the rest of the tournament. Maybe get some fan pictures and all that stuff.
And if you're there, go to the pep rally on Thursday, tomorrow. Information you can find at EKU. It's a really great thing before they go to play. So if you're there in Evansville, if you followed them, go to the pep rally. I'll be there. So
yeah, it's first time in 5 years I've been to the tournament, and first time ever. It's only been in Evansville for 3 years, and they've never qualified for it there. So the first time that the Colonel fans are getting a chance to go to Evansville. So, but yeah, definitely check it out. And if not, I think the quarterfinal games are on ESPN Plus, and then the semifinals are on ESPNU, and the final on Saturday will be on ESPN2. And if you get to the final, I'm coming up Saturday too. So.
I hope to see you.
It's only 3 hours from here, folks.
Right,
Go on up there.
Easy drive.
Yeah, and unlike Nashville, if you've been to the OVC tournament in the past, it seems like there's always a lot of trouble with hotels and all that type of thing. But Evansville is...
Had no problem.
Yeah, so Evansville is so much nicer. There's not a whole lot going on right there. And so if you want to go on up and check it out, and please do if you can get up there and support them. Like I said, it's only 3 hours. It's not that far, really. But yeah, so in the game against Morehead, they did have 6 players in double figures.
Yes.
Jamaro had 17, Ty Taylor had 16 and 6 rebounds, and Michael Marino had 14 points. So, and the EKU women wrapped up their season on Saturday. It was not a great season, but they did wrap it up with by sweeping Morehead State 64-58. So
ended on a win. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, if you have to, beating your rival at the end of the season at least kind of takes a little bit of the edge off of I wouldn't say a bad season, because they did go 11-18 and 5-13 in the league.
They had a really good
but
start.
But they were 2-27 last year and 0-18 in the
Right.
OVC.
Come on.
Under the first year under Samantha
is...
Williams, they took a huge step forward. They did not, unfortunately, qualify for the OVC tournament. This is, I think, the 3rd straight year they have not qualified for the tournament. They did finish in 10th place, but coming from where it was last year, it was embarrassing last year at times. I hate to say that, but it was true. And
Coach Williams
we wouldn't even cover
that team.
We wouldn't even cover the games really. It was just got to the point where it was just kind of embarrassing. But they did sweep Morehead, so that's obviously a very good thing, and especially for the alumni. The alumni always love when you beat Morehead. And then also on Tuesday they had their all-conference team come out, and Terry Goodlett was named 2nd team All-OVC, and Aaliyah Green was named to the All-OVC newcomer team. So. Couple of good,
very well deserved.
Yep, obviously, and they're going to have some recruits come in next year. I think they finished the season with only 11 kids on the roster. They did dismiss some kids and had some discipline issues and stuff like that. But I know she's got a great class coming in next year, so I'm sure from 0-18 to 5-13, and they're hoping for even bigger next year. So. So obviously she's a great coach. She knows what she's doing, and it's going to take a while to get this thing going in the right direction. But everybody, I think, has faith that she will definitely do that. So, all right, moving on to high school basketball. We had on Friday night we had the district finals over at McBrayer Arena, and Madison Central swept Berea Community in both the girls and the boys. The boys game was, and I was wrong. I admit. We sat here last week, and I said that I thought that would be a good game, and it's. Berea hadn't been there in a long time.
Right.
2007, I think, and they just looked like 2006, and it looked like a team that hadn't been there since 2006. And Central popped them in the mouth early, and they just kind of got off kilter, and it ended up being a 70-40 win for Madison Central. The 44th district title in the past 25 years. So that's just adding on to the legacy of Madison Central basketball. But it was it was not pretty, unfortunately. I think we both thought Berea would put up a fight, but
well, they did. That second quarter was pretty good for Berea, but when the second half, Central just came out and just kind of rolled them. So
yeah, like I said,
as Central will do.
Yeah, Central's kids have been there. That was the third straight title for them, and a lot of those kids have played in those games and played in that atmosphere. And of course, Berea hadn't, and I think that kind of played a role. But it was Cole Brown leading Central with 24 points. Alec Rogers and Jalen Davis had 8 points each, and 10 players scored for those guys. They were 8 of 17 from three-point range, and rolled to a pretty convincing win. And afterwards, we got to talk to Coach Alan Feldhouse and Cole Brown and Braden Wright.
All right, we're here with Coach Alan Feldhouse. 24th title in the last 25 years for the Madison Central Indians. Big 70-40 win over Berea. Really came out early and punched them in the mouth pretty quick, and kind of experience level, I think, kind of showed there.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing we were concerned about, those kids play hard. I've been very impressed with how hard, especially those little guards. And that's the number one thing on our board. Don't let them play harder than us. And I thought our effort was really good. And we don't press that much, but I thought with the size of our guards that we needed to try to press them a little bit, and it caused us some trouble. So we had 3 or 4 inches. That's unusual for us to have 3 or 4 inches on anybody. But what I was really pleased with offensively, I thought our guys really shared the basketball. I thought they were making the extra pass. When they do that, you can knock down some threes because we have some guys who can shoot the basketball.
Yeah, 17 assists, first 24 turnovers, so you really cranked up the press, and like I said, you kind of took the wind out of their sails pretty quick, I think.
Well, we got to play all 9 there in the first half. I pretty much got a 9-man rotation, and that helps, especially on that big floor. You get an extra game on that big floor. I just like the way they passed. It drives me crazy when we get a little selfish. They were doing a good job getting in the paint, come to jump stop, finding the open man.
Yeah, I mean, you had a tough one against Southern in the first round, but no letdown. I mean, they looked like they were maybe inspired.
No, that first one, like I said, that first one's hard. It's just a lot of pressure off of you after that first one's over with, because you know, regardless of what happens, championship game, you're going to get to play again. And we played a lot looser too, I thought, tonight.
Yeah, and once again, the Energizer Bunny, the 8th grader, Kenyatta Harge, came in the first half and gave you a good charge.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily scoring, but gosh, he drive baseline, comes that good jump stop, make that extra. He's the one that really was sharing the basketball. It seemed like every time he did that, we'd knock down an open 3.
Yeah, and Cole was...
Yeah, Cole, I mean, he got back on his game tonight. You can tell he's streaky sometimes. When he hits a couple, I know it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, they took him out of, obviously, Southern put an emphasis on him and kind of took him out of his game.
Yeah.
Much better.
It's going to happen. I mean, I told him that's a compliment to you, that you got 2 people on you. You just got to find other ways to help us. And he did. He defended. And of course, he always has to defend because we always challenge him every game with the best player on the other team.
Yeah, all right. Well, another title for the Indians. Congratulations, Coach.
That's good. Thanks.
All right, we're here with Cole Brown and Braden Ray. 3 straight district championships for the Madison Central Indians. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Obviously, you played a Berea team that hadn't been here in a long time, and it seemed like you kind of got on them early and kind of maybe got the momentum going and kind of took a little wind out of their sails.
Yeah, we knew we had to come out from the start because Berea, they'll give it to us. They're always going to go full speed, go for rebounds. They know we had to go from the start.
All right. What do you think about the early part there? Early part of the game.
Early part of the game?
Yeah.
Well, we just found momentum and we kept going with it, so we had to keep it that way.
We had a lot of shots early.
Yeah.
Too. We hit shots all game, really.
Just had to keep going.
We had them to like, what, 6 or 8 points the first quarter, something like that.
Yeah. So. Well, Braden, talk about, after a tough one in the semifinals against Southern, was no letdown, obviously. You guys looked actually kind of inspired by that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weight lifted off our shoulders after that Monday game because we knew we had to win that one. We could just come here and play tonight because we were going to play in the region no matter what. But we wanted to get the win because we get a home game Tuesday now for region, first round, so it was good. Yeah,
and obviously, I was talking to Coach there a minute ago, and you guys, I get the sense that you guys have a lot of respect for Berea. I mean, they had 22 wins, and obviously they don't play the kind of schedule you guys do, but it seemed like you guys were up for the challenge and took them pretty seriously.
Oh, for sure. We're always
take everybody serious.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Berea, they fight.
Yeah.
They fight. I give it to him.
Yeah, and of course it was you had kind of a break there when Whitaker got the 2 fouls quick, and that got him off the floor, and it gave you guys a little more room on the inside.
Yeah,
just had to keep going with it. Just like I said earlier.
All right, and talk about you have to talk about the 8th grader again. I mean, once again, he came in and Kenyatta did a great job in the first half, and just the ball energy out there.
He's a game changer.
He's a man.
He's a man. He's a man. He's the I don't know. He ain't no 8th grader out on the floor. I tell you that. He ain't no 8th grader.
All right, now lastly here, I'm going to give you all a chance to shame Jalen for missing that dunk. So go ahead and say something.
Jay, we just need to tell you that your love still.
Jay, your love.
Get your vertical up.
You gotta get that up, Jay. Come on now.
He actually got up above the rim. I have a picture of it, but he couldn't bring it down.
You gotta bring it down next time.
Congratulations, guys. We'll see you Tuesday night.
All right. Well, Central and Berea both advanced to the 11th region tournament, and unfortunately for both those teams, it was a very short stay. They both played Tuesday. Tate's Creek came into Richmond and beat Madison Central 57-55 in a real heartbreaker down there, and then you were up in Lexington where Berea had the unfortunateness of drawing probably maybe one of the hottest teams in the state right now, Frederick Douglass, and they were handed a 73-42 loss. That Douglas team is really good.
Oh, super athletic. God, and they can shoot anywhere on the floor at any time.
Yeah, the Central game that was a real heartbreaker. I mean, they got down right off the bat 9-0. Amari Taylor from Tate's Creek scored 15 points in the first 2.5 minutes of the game. It was 15-5. Creek had all the momentum. Central came back and got the thing tied up at halftime, and then in the second half they even took a lead, and then they're late. Creek hit a free throw to tie the game with about a minute left. Central came down and just they allowed them to stand there and dribble the ball, so they dribbled out to about the last minute. Alan Feldhouse called a timeout with 8 seconds left, and they wanted to run a play where they would get the ball to Cole Brown, but the ball popped loose, and the kid from Creek just happened to come right into his lap, and he waltzed down for a layup at the buzzer, literally. I mean, it was just kind of that play, and that place was so loud before that timeout and everything, and then it was like you could have heard a pin drop after that. But it was just, it was really kind of a heartbeating loss for those kids.
Some people were like, "What just happened?"
Yeah, no, I mean, it happened in the blink of an eye too, because it was just one of those things, and you don't, because you think, okay, maybe it's going to go to overtime, and he passed up the court, and the kid was wide open, and nobody got back, and it was just an easy layup to win the game. So, but it was an exciting game, though. It really was a lot of fun. 57-55 over there, and Commodores hadn't been in the region tournament in a long time. I think it was 2011, and of course Central was there for the 34th straight year. But second straight year, Central's lost an opening round game at home, and those stinks because you don't even get over here to the semifinals at McBrayer. So. But in that game, it was Will Harden had 18 points and 14 rebounds. Braden Ray had 14 points, and Cole Brown had 13 points. But like I said, Amari Taylor was the man for Tate's Creek with 28 points. That Central team will only lose two seniors. Neither one of them who were starters or really contributors. So they were 14 and 18, which was disappointing for Madison Central. But as usual, they play a ridiculously tough schedule, and so they'll have a lot of those kids back, including Brown and Ray will be seniors next year. So, and so hopefully they can bounce back from that this summer and play some good basketball and get back on track. And like I said, the game you were at, it was 52-10 at the half. Frederick Douglass was all over Berea pretty early, and it was
Berea just could not get a shot off. Couldn't get one to fall. So it was pretty ugly first half.
Yeah, Berea finishes the season at 22-10. Jaden Smith did have 16 points and 9 rebounds, and after that, the scoring was hard to come by after that. Jalen Dorsey had 5 points.
Most of that was in the second half because he was able to get some threes up and stuff. So
they finished at 22-10, a great season for them.
Yeah.
They do lose 6 seniors, 4 of those which really are kids that play a lot. Will Brennan, Eric Lupins, Timmy Thompson, and Jerry Whitaker. So they lose a couple of those, but of course they do get.
A lot of young talent back.
Well, Dorsey and Smith are both juniors. They'll be seniors next year, so they will come back as well. Well, on the girls' high school side, it was the same story. Central won the district title, and then both teams ended up losing in the first round of the region as well. Central girls, they won the district title 43-32. That was their third title in the past 4 years. Of course, they lost to Southern last year in the finals. They were able to regain their championship, and of course the interesting thing there was that those teams played back in December, and Berea beat Central down in Berea, and so it was there was definitely a chip on the shoulder of those Lady Indians.
You could tell.
But I know. So the interesting thing was, was when we had Coach Lovely and those guys on the show a couple weeks ago, they talked about the 8 free throws they missed in the fourth quarter of the first game. Well, they didn't miss any free throws against them in the second game.
No.
Central was a team that shot just 52% as a team from the free throw line for the season, but they were 21 of 29 in that game, and Talia Todd in particular, she was 15 of 19.
Was amazing.
Yeah, so a lot of clutch free throw shooting there for a team that has not been a good free throw shooting team all year.
Thanks to the milkshakes and insomnia cookies.
Yes, that's right. Coach Lovely had been bribing them all year with.
He said he ain't above a bribe.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so they were. That was a good win, obviously, for them to recapture the district title. Talia Todd had 21 points. Jakari McKeithen had 10 points and 19 rebounds, and she also went over 1,000 rebounds for her career.
So she now has 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds.
Yes, yeah, and she's believed to be the first female at Central to do that. The records are kind of uncertain, but we think that's what happened. We're not sure. We'll give her another play. We'll just go with it.
She deserves it. She's an amazing athletic person, and just to do that, to get 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds, that's very difficult.
Yeah, and for Berea, it was Madison Howell with 10 points and 6 rebounds, and Isis Rogers had 9 points as well. And after the game, we got a chance to talk to Coach Lovely and Jakari and Talia.
Talia Todd.
Talia, I get her name wrong, so it's Talia, not Talia, Talia.
Yeah, we always correct you on that.
We're here with Brad Lovely, Madison Central Lady Indians head coach and district champs for the 4th time in 5 years.
Yeah.
It certainly wasn't easy, but a 43-32 win over Berea Community. You only had 10 field goals in the game. It was kind of a low-scoring game, but you guys hit a ton of free throws, which you hadn't done all year.
Yeah, free throws came up huge for us. We tend to play ugly, and we win ugly, and I'll take an ugly win any day of the week. Free throws won the game, and we've preached on it all year, and they finally we did it when we needed it. We needed to.
Yeah, I mean, you shot almost 500 of them on the year, and we're at 52% as a team. So it's something you guys have struggled with all year.
Yeah, and the kids worked at it, and I think the confidence now is there. Maybe those cookies and milkshakes helped. I don't know. But we hit them, and that's what got us to cushion and lead. Once we got that lead, we could space them out, and that just opened up driving lanes for our kids.
Now, you mentioned that the other day. You've been giving them milkshakes if they hit free throws, right?
Hey, listen, I ain't above bribing. I ain't above bribing.
Well, it definitely worked there, and obviously your 2 senior leaders came through for you again. Like you said, Talia hit a ton of free throws, and Jakari, a beast on the boards with 19 rebounds, went over 1,000 rebounds for her career, and the 2 kids your leaders led you again.
Yeah, they're our heart and soul. And Jakari was more excited about that 1,000th rebound than she was 1,000 point. I think she's probably the only kid in school history to have both. That's a milestone. She wanted it. And Talia, she's playing with that torn labrum, and she just guts it out every night. And they feed off each other. And, they brought them little kids along with them, and they're buying in, and they're playing a style that we like to play, and it's benefiting them.
Yeah, when you look back, and we talked about it the day when you were on our Richmond Register Sports Show, but you lost 5 straight games coming into this. I mean, you guys were 11-17 or something. I mean, didn't have a very good record. You had some horrible 30, 40-point losses on your resume, but this is the time that matters right now. Yeah, and
I told the girls we had 1 road win on the year, and trying our best to get home court advantage, especially that first round of the regional playoffs, important. To draw a loser from another district and not try to travel somewhere like a Scott County or Franklin County helps us. And then, we're in our back door when we get back to McBrayer Arena. So we knew how important this game was. That's probably why we came out a little tight at first. We didn't want to lose instead of just playing to win.
Yeah, I mean, you played them earlier in the season, but it was in December. It feels like 5 years ago, so you guys take away from the first game?
Well, that was the 3rd game back for Bree and Talia, and we're bringing. They just got through playing Lincoln County. That was their 2nd game, so we really hadn't gelled yet. We kind of started gelling really well in that Jack Burford Classic, but the 11th region's a tough region. So especially when you're playing Franklin County, Scott County, Lincoln County, and then Clay County on the road in 4 games straight, plus GRC right before that. I mean, that's a heck of a gauntlet right there. That's 5 losses right there in itself. And our kids learned from it. They learned that they could compete at a high level. We just had to have some confidence at the foul line.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
All right, we're here with Talia Todd and Jakari McKeithen. Madison Central Lady Indians just defeated Berea to win their 4th district title in the last 5 years. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
It's been a rough season for you guys at some points. I mean, you come into the postseason on a 5-game losing streak. You had a lot of young kids playing. And Talia, let's talk about the journey from all that to a district championship.
Well, I think that was the main goal in the beginning of the season, was for us to win districts, and then of course we want to win region and state. But like the first thing we had to do was win districts, and now that we finally got there, it's really like exciting. That's like the best that I can think of right now, at least. But I think the biggest thing that we like is how we got ranked 4th in the district and not even ranked in region, and we just won the district over a bunch of teams that were picked ahead of us. So that's like the biggest accomplishment to me, at least.
A little chip on the shoulder for everybody, Jakari.
I'm really proud of everybody. You know, I'm proud of their effort, you know, especially the young ones. They were really nervous, I could tell, but they kept their heads up, you know, their pride, and they put a lot of effort in, and that's what helped us, kept us in the game. And really, we just came in, worked hard, because we know what our goal was, and that was to get districts. So we did.
And let's be honest, Stalea, not a good free throw shooting team on the year. You guys were 52% as a team for the entire season. But you came up tonight, big, especially you there in the second half.
I know.
Coach has been bribing you guys with milkshakes and trying to get
all
you to
kinds of stuff.
Insomnia cookies.
I think I hit them whenever we needed them the most, because I think that's the best that I've, if not the best, it's close to it, that I've shot in a game, actually. And I know we've been working on free throws and how it'll end up like in game situations like that where we'll lose by 2 points or something like that, even though we won that game. But just like from before when we played Berea, losing by like 2 or 3 points, and when we need those free throws the most, like those situations.
So what's Coach going to get you tonight then after that for the free throws?
Nothing.
Nothing?
He ain't getting us nothing.
Oh, no milkshakes tonight?
Sadly.
Right.
But I think we are going to do like a team dinner really soon.
Oh, yeah, we do get a team dinner.
Yeah.
And obviously, on top of the cherry on top of all that, is you got your 1,000th rebound.
I know.
You're believed to be the first female to ever have 1,000 points and 1,000 rebounds at Central. We're not sure about that. We think so, but so what does that mean to you?
Hey, that's a Black History Month moment right there. That's I'm just really proud of myself, though.
Cool.
I'm sorry.
All right. Well, you guys will be back at home Monday night. You'll host the first round region game, so congratulations, and we'll see you over there Monday night.
Thank you.
All right. Well, both teams did come back in action on Monday in the 11th region tournament. Like we said, unfortunately, both those teams were not able to get a win. Central was at home against Great Crossing, the first ever meeting with the new school up there in Scott County, and they suffered a 59-44 loss. And you were up there in Lexington when Berea had to go up to Dunbar and take on the Lady Bulldogs, and they suffered a 57-32 loss as well. So both those teams are eliminated from the season. And we talked about the Lady Indians making free throws against Berea. Well, they didn't make them against Great Crossing. They kind of reverted back to where they have been all year. They were 7 of 19 from the free throw line, and that's 12 points in a 15-point game. So it makes a big difference. And then had 21 turnovers on top of that as well. So just didn't work out. Funny, those teams were supposed to play each other during the regular season, but there was an illness and they had to cancel the game. So they did finally meet, and it didn't go as well as the Lady Indians would have hoped. But they finished the season at 13-18. They will lose 4 starters, including their 2 top scorers and 2 top rebounders, obviously, in Jakari McKeithen and Talea Todd. I said it right that time.
Yay!
But in the loss to Great Crossing, Todd had 13 points, McKeithen had 11 points and 15 rebounds, and Eve Carter had 9 points. And in the game you were at on Monday night, it's kind of got away from him early.
Yeah.
It's just tough when you get to the 11th region and you're a district runner-up and you have to go on the road and play a district champion somewhere.
Yeah, that is.
It ain't easy.
No.
And and
especially in their home court, at both Dunbar and Frederick Douglass, those student sections, it was crowded, it was loud, people were there, so
yeah,
that's a hard atmosphere to kind of go and try and get a win.
Yeah, that's true. But like I said, it was 57-32 Dunbar. The Lady Pirates finished up at 17-15 on the season. Alexis Newman had 9 points in that game. Madison Howell and Maddie King both had 6 points. Good thing for them is they only lose 1 kid from that team. Right. Madison Cummings, she's more of a soccer player. She does play a little bit, and they will hopefully get back Maddie Stepp as well, their point guard who missed the whole season as well. So big things, hopefully bigger things on the horizon for them.
They did a lot of great things.
They won the All-A again. They won the 11th region All-A, got to the All-A state tournament for the second straight year. And
a lot of young kids coming back.
Yeah, they were playing middle schoolers at times. So I know disappointing ending for everybody, and high school basketball season came to a pretty quick end.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, from Friday we had all the district championships, and then by Tuesday everybody's out. So, right. But that's how it goes sometimes. And
our university and our colleges are doing well. So.
We still have Berea College and EKU still alive, so basketball is not over yet. And but we have already started the spring sports though, and not at the high school level, but at the college level. And both the EKU baseball and softball teams are playing very well. They're much warmer. They're playing much warmer than the weather is right now. That's for sure. But the EKU men's, the baseball team is 8-2. They completed a 4-game sweep this weekend here at the Turkey Hughes Field over Siena College. They won 13-10, 11-8, 8-3, and 11-2. They played 4 games. They played I think Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. So. And over the weekend, it was senior catcher A.J. Lewis who was the man. He hit 545 with 3 doubles. He had a grand slam, 7 RBIs. He was named the OVC co-player of the week.
As he should have.
That is true. I always root for catchers. I was a catcher in Little League.
You were?
Yeah, I mean, I stunk, but I was.
Not to Mr. Lewis's standards.
No. He's a great player.
Yeah,
he's a big guy. Oh my gosh.
That's how he gets 3 doubles. He just smashes that ball.
Yeah, he's a big guy, and he's a good catcher too. But and they're back at home this weekend as well. They've got Norfolk State coming in here. They'll play at a 3-game set. They'll play at 4 on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. So if the weather's nice, going over to Turkey Hughes, check it out.
Park far away.
Yes, park far away because you don't want to get hit by the foul balls over there. So I've seen that happen more times than I can remember.
I've seen last year I saw someone's windshield that had a good busted out in it, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
They were parked pretty close. So.
Yeah, park far. She's right. Park far, way back by the basketball courts over there. Or something.
Right. Yeah.
Over there. And for the first time this season, we'll have EKU softball at home. They are just rolling along. They're 17-2 on the season. They have a 13-game winning streak right now, which is a school record. They went 5-0 last weekend at the Alabama State Invitational. They beat Nichols State twice. They beat Southern Miss, and they beat Alabama State twice. Molly Pollock was the OVC Pitcher of the Week. Had a complete game in there, and that pitching staff has been unbelievable. They have hardly given up any runs all year so far.
So talented.
So they do return home this weekend for the first games at Gertrude Hood Field. It's the EKU Invitational. Friday they will play Illinois, Chicago, and Dayton. On Saturday they'll play Akron, and then on Sunday they'll play Dayton again. And those teams all play each other games in there too, so it's pretty much nonstop softball for about 3 days. I know. I haven't made the transition yet, but there's there's a whole list of games every day. So if you want to go over there and check out some good college softball,
and both the EKU men's and women's, I mean they're great to watch. They're really really talented and really fun, and like I said, they're on pretty hot streaks right now. So.
Yeah, and Gertrude Hood's a great little field. You're right on top of the action. Yeah. And you can go over there and see Molly Pollock's dog, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's Molly's dog. Really, really awesome. I can't figure out the breed of it, but the dog is about at every home game and sits there and watches the balls go back and forth. It's really cute. Very well-behaved dog, too. So.
Yes, that is true. Unlike mine.
I don't think I could take mine either.
Yeah.
I don't think Walt would like it. He probably wouldn't like the noise. He's a little skittish.
That is true. Well, all right. Well, that was the week that was, and we got a busy weekend coming up. Like I said, we will have you covered everywhere. Like I said, you'll be in Evansville. Our buddy Ricky Elkins will be up in Holland, Michigan.
The Rickies will be away.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll be around town here covering some baseball and some softball and getting around to whatever else is on going on there. But just especially if you want to keep up with Berea College or EKU, there's nobody better. We'll be there, and the Progress kids, I'm sure, will be there too. They do a great job as well. But basically, if you want coverage of EKU, it's either us or the Progress. We're the ones that are there every game, all the time. And so, like I said, that's the place to be. And you'll have a lot of fun. And we haven't been in. It's been a long time since we've been up there.
It's the first time I'll get to go.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun. So we'll keep you updated on all that. Richmond R Sports on Twitter. Register Sports on Facebook. And
again, come out. It's not that far.
Yeah.
So I know that they feed off of the crowd's energy and the fans, so I mean they need you now more than ever.
Well, I've already saw on Facebook that Donna Sauer is going to be there. So
hey,
we know for sure she's
like 100 fans just in one person.
She's just a ball of energy. She comes in. She'll have her fat head with her.
Great!
And everything. So she carries it around with her. So she's awesome. We just love people that have that kind of passion and energy and just are into it. So yeah, definitely if you can't get there. follow us, but like we always say, we come out. No,
Yeah.
You'd much rather especially if they would happen to get to the championship game on Saturday. It's a 3-hour drive. It'd be 8. I think it's 8 o'clock on Saturday night. Like I said, if they get there, I'll be there as well. We'll all be there. So we'll all be there to root them on. So the more the merrier, and hopefully we'll go very far. And you never know what'll happen.
No, I mean tournaments are weird like that.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah,
whoever wants it more, really.
Yeah, and upsets happen, and anything's possible. So, but we'll keep you updated on all that stuff. And like I said, we're very, very pleased and happy that a couple days, yesterday, the Berea College ladies were able to come in here and film a couple segments with us before they go. They're great kids. Like I said, we've known a couple of those kids for it seems like ever. And I was able to, text them and say, "Hey, can you come over?" "Yeah, sure." And then they just came on over. And where do you want me to bring with us? So they brought some the players with them, and so we wish them the best of luck. Wish EKU the best of luck, and we'll be right back with the Berea College women's basketball team.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta. And thanks to another great sponsor, Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. James Brockman, owner, serving Central Kentucky for over 20 years. Both residential and commercial, all work guaranteed. Free estimates and insured. Call 859-582-6645.
Welcome back. We are here with Marley, Lawson, Briana, Lanham, the 2020 USA South champion Lady Mountaineers of Berea College. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks.
3 times in a row to the championship game, and losing 2 straight years to the same team, and you got them a 3rd time, and you guys finally got the monkey off your back and beat Piedmont. So talk about the championship game on Sunday, Briana.
Well, also my freshman year, we got second as well in the tournament, even though we were in another conference. So 3 years in a row, we got second. It's like we want to get that first place. And then Piedmont, which we could have played William Peace, and we were all, kind of wanting them to win. But again, you want to beat Piedmont because that's, our rival. We've never even played William Peace, so it wouldn't have been the same, I don't think. But it meant a lot for everybody, I think, obviously. But the freshmen, too, even though they didn't really have that rivalry, they understood how much it meant to all of us, and I think they were right in it, too.
Yeah, no, it was funny when we talked to you after the game on Sunday, and Aaliyah Hampton, the fabulous freshman you guys had, she said the very first practice she came to, Coach Milby's getting on you guys and says, "You guys stink, you'll never beat Piedmont." And she's like, who's Piedmont? I wonder, who is that? And so she, as a freshman coming in, had no idea who that was, but she was introduced to the rivalry very, very quickly. And obviously it's been, like I said, it's been kind of your nemesis the last couple of years, even though you guys split the regular season meetings every year, and then they beat you, they won the conference championship game. So talk about the rivalry.
So Berea College came into USA South, and we were kind of an unexpected team. When we first entered in, we were ranked very last, and nobody kind of really had anything with us, wanted nothing to do with us, really. And so Milby kind of took that as, you all have something to prove. And so that first year, my freshman year, we definitely went into it with the mentality of, we have something to prove. We split with I think we only had 2 in-season losses, but we ended up getting regular season conference champs. So that was really big. And then the next year, my sophomore year, it was still the big thing. It's like, now you've got an X on your back. Because I think, did we get preseason 1?
Yeah, 1 or 2 with people.
1 or 2.
Think, yeah.
And it's kind of been everything like that. He's always said, like, you've got that X on your back. It's time to show what you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys joined the USA South in the 2017-18 season. You got to the final. You played Piedmont in Greensboro. That game was in Greensboro, North Carolina. And then last year you played them, and it was actually on their home court. And this time it was on your home court. So. And didn't get off to a very good start. That was a rough start to that game. So talk about the beginning of the game, Briana.
I think I said told you earlier, everybody, I don't know why, was just nervous. I think, just any game, especially a big game like that, everybody's just a little nervous. Even if you played 5,000 games in your career, you're still going to be nervous. But, I mean, after halftime, I feel like everybody was, settled. All the nerves were gone, and we all played together and played really good, and it came together at the end.
Yeah, you hit three threes in the second half, and it was funny because you said you didn't think you were even watching, and I think the last one, I don't think you even did look at the basket. I remember watching you, and you just
because the girl's head was right in front of the basket, and she was right in my face, and I was like, oh, let me just shoot this, and I didn't even see the basket. I was like, wow, and it went in. But it was a good feeling, especially my last game on the Berea College court to finish like that for sure.
Yeah, and now obviously you guys get to go to the NCAA tournament, the NCAA Division III tournament for the first time in school history. Yes. You get to go up to Holland, Michigan to take on Illinois Wesleyan, and there are 46 conferences in Division III. And when I saw the brackets come out yesterday, most of these teams I've never heard of before. How do you guys scout out a team like Illinois Wesleyan that you really haven't ever seen, or probably I'm sure you never played them or heard of them or anybody? I mean, how do you guys do that? Is it a lot of YouTube and just kind of trying to get film from other coaches and stuff like that?
It's a lot of YouTube, kind of looking up their games and kind of learning like what they do. And I mean, every team's got strengths and weaknesses, and our best thing is to focus on what we do best. And I think we've done that consistently throughout the season. We focus on what we do best, and then we make the small changes that we need to with each team.
Because we don't really watch film like as a team. Like our coaches will watch it and they'll send us like a little scouting report, but we don't really focus like on the other team. We worry more, about us, I think, and that's a big thing.
Obviously, you don't want to look ahead. You want to make sure you try to win the first round game, which you would face either Grove City or Hope College. And this is at the home arena of Hope College. And from what I understand, that's a big deal up there. They're 27-0. They're the number one ranked team in the country. Evidently, all their games are sold out at home. It's it sounds like it's going to be a great atmosphere. What do you guys know about them?
And they have a big gym, so to be sold out, I was like, because I was looking it up because someone was talking and I was like, wow, it's really nice. But I mean, it's going to be a lot of people if we make it to that game. Hopefully, we do. But it's something for us to go for and try to compete and win that. The small teams always come out in the tournaments. You never know what might happen in tournament time. That's what I was saying. Like, we don't know anything about these teams. And, like, there's so many conferences and so many different levels. Like, in Division III, you can't rank somebody and then look at somebody else. Like, William Peace had a ranking in the South, and we didn't even have a ranking. Piedmont wasn't ranked. I mean, I don't know how all that works. But, I mean, clearly I think we're underestimated for sure.
Yeah, because Piedmont ended up beating William Peace in the semifinals, but then William Peace got an at-large bid to the tournament.
And they beat him in the regular season, too. So
that was a bit of a surprise, but I guess that's up to the selection committee for there. But I guess talk a little bit more about Aaliyah. Couldn't be here today. I guess she went home with, she's from Hopkinsville, so she went home to see her family. But just talk about it and what an impact she's made on the program. I mean, just comes in as a freshman and is the USA South Freshman of the Year and the Player of the Year. So Marley, just kind of talk about what she's been able to do for the program.
I think the biggest thing that she brings to the program is her energy. She's constantly positive. She's constantly laughing. She's always the person who's taking half-court shots in practice. Just her energy it really spreads throughout the team because, you come in, you're having a bad day. I know Aaliyah, my nickname, she calls me Marley-o. I don't know where that came from, but it's always, Marley-o, how are you? So that's the first thing I see. So, I mean, her energy, and definitely just her energy on and off the court, her energy on the court, she's the one who's going to make the extra pass, but she also knows when she needs to put her head down and when she needs to create something, and I think that's really big. And coming in for Milby, I mean, Milby has expectations when you first step on the court, no matter what year you are. And her coming in and her being able to, meet those expectations and to exceed them, that's been really big for her. Really big for her and really big for our team. She's been a big asset this year.
Yeah, and for those who don't know Coach Milby, he, especially in girls women's basketball in the state of Kentucky, is really kind of a legend in some ways. He coached those Marion County teams that had Epps and what was her name?
Gooden
Rogers. And I mean, and obviously he's had a lot of success here, and he's a lot of AAU stuff as well. So, kind of talk about Coach. I mean, he's kind of a legend. A lot of people on Twitter always refer to him as the GOAT. He's the GOAT. So, talk about Coach.
He's funny, but I mean, he's a good coach. He knows what's going on, but at the same time, like, he's there for us on the court, but off the court too. He's like, he's always there. He always expects so much of us, and nobody would want him to expect less because, that's a coach for you. But
yeah, he really, like you were just saying a minute ago, he kind of takes a different approach. You guys don't watch a ton of film.
Yeah.
You guys really only practice about 2 days a week, right? I mean, you guys
added us on that one.
I mean, you guys he's not one of these coaches like we were just, over at Eastern and they're, out there for 4-hour practices and stuff, but he has a different approach.
Yeah, he really understands the stuff that we have to do at Berea, like working and then all the other stuff that we have, and like, if we have practice and we have to go to a study session or whatever, he's like, y'all go on. He doesn't like get in the gym and get some shots up or whatever, but he doesn't like try to push us to do that stuff if we have school stuff to do. But
he firmly believes that when you get to college, you kind of know what you need to do and you know your role on the team.
Yeah.
So you kind of know, like, if you do miss practice for a study session or whatever, you know what you need to do to get in the gym and to, get shots in and to take care of business.
Yeah, they're 25-3 on the season. We're 15-1 in the USA South. And one of the coolest things about this team, and we talked about this when you were here earlier on the show earlier this season, Briana, but 4 Madison County kids that you played against and with each other. Obviously, you guys played together. Played against Bailee Vanover, and then of course Adrian Beggs was a little bit behind you guys, but at Berea. But it's kind of cool that all you guys were rivals, and now you're kind of together. And I mean, is this a pretty tight team, kind of just relationship-wise, or kind of?
Oh yes,
for sure. For sure.
It's a very, very tight team. We definitely, you have a lot of different personalities when you look at our team, a lot of different backgrounds, and I think it's really cool that we all come together and we can all mesh so well. Like Isis is from South Carolina, me and Briana are from here, and then Leah's from Hopkinsville, but you would never know because a month into the season we were kind of inseparable. We go to dining together, we have the 9-hour bus rides together.
Sometimes I'm like, dang, I need to get away from you. I need a break. Don't text me, don't call me.
You live with Bailee, right?
Yeah.
You live with Bailee, so I'm sure you guys.
Her and Isis live together.
Yeah, we're roommates.
And then Aaliyah and Destiny Combs are roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody's pretty much roommates on the team. So.
She never really
get away.
So
I'd be like, Bailee, don't come to the room. I want my alone time.
Leave me alone. 5 minutes. Okay, well, you got a long bus trip ahead of you. You'll be together on that long bus trip, but I'm sure it's worth it to get there and the experience. Like I said, it's the first time in school history. They hadn't won a conference championship since '08 when they were in the Kentucky Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, which was an NAIA conference. So the school transitioned to Division III a couple years ago, and this is the first chance to get there. Like you said, you did in 2017. You made it to the USCAA National Championship game.
Yeah, I got second.
So it's a couple of 3 runners up in a row before they get the championship. So it's this senior class is amazing. I mean, it's 91-20 in the 4 years together, and obviously cap it with a championship and hopefully more.
Yeah, for sure.
Good luck to you guys. Like I said, it's a long road trip. But,
thank you so much.
Hopefully you get a couple of days out of it.
Us.
And it was fun. I was down there Saturday and Sunday. It was really fun to watch. And especially you and Bailee, I feel like I've known you guys since you were kids, so it's so fun to see you guys win. I see your parents and Brian Reppert and other people in the community that we all know and everything. Yeah. So it's kind of fun that everybody kind of rallied around you guys and got the championship. So, well, thank you guys so much for coming in. We're going to have Isis Hill and Bailee Vanover here in just a minute. We'll be right back.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta. And thanks to another great sponsor, Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. James Brockman, owner, serving Central Kentucky for over 20 years. Both residential and commercial, all work guaranteed. Free estimates and insured. Call 859-582-6645.
All right, welcome back. We're here with Bailee Vanover and Isis Hill on the Berea College women's basketball team. On Sunday down at Seabury Center, they finally slayed the nemesis and beat Piedmont College to win the USA South Conference tournament, the first USA South Conference tournament championship in school history, and the first appearance in the NCAA Division III. Yeah. Will be this weekend. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's really exciting. So it really is. We're still just like living off of Sunday. Yeah, I mean, there was so much excitement like in the moment, taking pictures afterwards, and then like, I don't know, I feel like we're still riding the excitement because, I mean, like you said, it's the first time in school history. So it's pretty big.
Yeah, and Isis, like I said, they lost to them in the championship game the last 2 years. They kind of they gotten the best of you at the biggest times, and so it had to feel a little extra sweet to get them this time.
It may sound bad, but it really did. It felt really good.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because you work hard all season, and the first time it didn't work out. The second time I think you have it. I think this time the reason it clicked because we just knew it was like, there's no way we can leave here without a win. So it was just time.
Yeah, and obviously there was even more special because it was on your home court.
Exactly.
The first time you played them, it was at a neutral site game in Greensboro, and then last year you had to play them on their home court.
Yeah.
So this time it was at home. You had all your friends and family there.
Exactly, yeah.
Just kind of talk about the atmosphere Sunday.
It was a good atmosphere. I mean, we had, even though it was like our spring break started that weekend, so even though it was spring break, we still had, I mean, a good amount of students. We had the president there, his wife. They like to come and support us. I mean, my family brings a whole section and takes up the stand. So I'm always glad when they get to come to a game. And we just had a lot of support, and they helped us. I mean, they kept it rowdy. So
it looked like the third time wasn't going to be the charm early on. I mean, you guys got down early. I think you were like 10 of 40 at one point from the field or something like that, but it was a rough start.
Yeah, me and Isis were just talking about that. Actually, we were like, well, maybe that's kind of what we needed, because Isis made the point that...
Yeah, so usually when we played them, it was like we were up by some point. It was up, we were up. And then this time when we started off, it was like, I looked up, it was 10-2, and it was like, oh, no.
Kind of a wake-up call, because we all, I mean, like, going in, we all were like, okay, this is our time to win. We want this so bad. And then that kind of happened. I think we started maybe... Like the first time we played them at our court when they beat us, maybe that's when we were like freaking out a little bit. But this time we like gathered ourselves and kind of took back control, even though we still weren't shooting the ball that well. But I mean, we did enough to win it. So
yeah, I mean, it's a weird rivalry because you're in the same conference or same division of the conference, so you have to play each other twice.
Right.
And all 3 years you've been in this conference, you guys split the regular season meetings with the road team winning every game. So hosting it on your home court was like, it was a good thing.
Yeah.
They had just beaten you there a month ago.
Right, yeah.
So it's kind of a weird thing how the road team always
Yeah, because we played Piedmont away earlier in this season, and we got that out of the way. And I think a lot of us were thinking, all right, well, we beat Piedmont on the road. That's good. Now all we have to do is play them at home. And then they came in and beat us at home, and we're like, well, crap, we still want the tournament at home. But we got it done for when it mattered. So
yeah, I think the first time you played them, did they have some kids injured or something, or they were?
Yeah, well, they were coming back from injury, so it just so happened miraculously they were healed by the time we got time for them to play us. It happens. It's our luck, and it's fine. I think that's what they were kind of coming off of because they lost a few, but they came back, beat us, but I guess they thought that was going to just hurt us a little bit more, but really just kind of fueled our fire, which worked out.
There were a few guys who had injury issues too. I mean, Destiny Love did not play. No, Destiny Combs.
Did not
play in the semifinals or the finals. She's battling a knee injury. Is she going to be able to play at the national championships or?
No, I don't. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure if she is or not. But I mean, she worked hard all season, so that's a big thank you to her. Her and our other freshmen, but she most definitely put in that work too. So even if she can't play now, we are extremely grateful for what she did for us throughout the entire season. So.
Yeah, she's a freshman. She ended up being your second leading scorer, I think.
Yeah, and second leading rebounder, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, if we're talking about rebounds, we got to talk about Nikisha.
Nikisha.
The very end of that game, when it was still nip or tuck, she pulled down her 1,000th rebound of her career, and it was a big one.
Yeah.
To kind of help you guys seal that. But she's just a rebounding machine in there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Especially for like as a post player, just seeing her do that, it's like you strive to want to do that, especially like next year. And she knew she needed 12, and we were talking about that, and it just hits. It just makes it feel a lot better because she did it at Berea. Like we did it her last home game here. And Berea, so it was amazing though. She's an amazing rebounder. I've never seen nothing like it. From my years playing, it just comes to her. So
that's what we count on her for, and she gets it done.
And she doesn't score very much. A lot of times it's a very odd box score. Like
right.
No points and
20 rebounds or something. Yeah,
it's fine. Yep. She doesn't really.
But that's fine.
We'll take it. The offense really doesn't. Go to her very much, and she's just a spade. She just goes in there and battles and gets everything.
And gets it every time.
And she's part of that senior class with those 4 seniors that are 91 and 20 now. And just you guys both being underclassmen, what did it mean for you guys to help them finally get that get a championship?
I mean, like we had told you before, like we all wanted this so bad, but like especially the seniors, they wanted it so bad. This was their last chance. They had been runner-up every year that they've been here, whether it be USA South or the other conference, and this was our last shot, and so we wanted to get it for them, and we did. So they were definitely pushing motivation in those last few weeks of practice and getting ready for the tournament, and so we were just kind of following their lead. And
we also wanted to send them out a good way. I mean, there's no way you want to send your senior class out. I've seen it twice already. I'm a junior. So I seen it the first year. It was not a good way. Last year, it's like especially this class right here who went to the Nationals their freshman year. And then next year went to the conference. And so they've been 3 times, and it's like, okay, we got to do it for them. And so that's kind of what also was that drive behind it.
And you win a championship, and you get to have a championship selfie with the trophy. I think you took the picture, right?
Yeah, I have the longest arm.
She got the good angle.
I got it. I got everybody in there. So that was a good little cheer for me moment.
Yeah, and you got the long arm, so you got to do that, and then you guys were joking that Leah Parker's the
lightest, so we put her up.
She got to be lifted up, and
she was like, "Why me? You're the easiest to put
you're the lightest." She just put her up there. She was like, "Yeah."
I think we had like a duplicate of that picture with her, just like above all of us, taken, and she was. It's funny.
She had a lot of fun. Well, now obviously you got to get on a bus and go about 7 hours north of here. Like I said, we were just talking with Briana and Marley that it's kind of unknown territory when you're playing these teams from other conferences. There's 46 conferences in Division III. I didn't even recognize any of these teams when I looked at the brackets. But Illinois Wesleyan, I mean, do you guys have any idea kind of what your what you'll be facing? Have you been scouting out the YouTube or something, or how do you guys go about trying to prepare?
So some of us look at it, some of us wait. I know, for example, like me, I looked at the roster, looked at the schedule. I guess part of it when it comes to get prepared for a team is really handling our business, I guess. Like, we'll get a scout report and our coach will talk to us. But other than that, we just know we have to go in there and be ready because we're Berea. So, I mean, people already just see us in a different way already. They see we're an underdog team coming out of, we've been here for 3 years. We've only been in this for 3 years. So it's like, we got to get this team, knock them out. But we're just not that type of team to just get knocked out of. So we get prepared. It's really mainly about us getting into prepare, like us focusing and handling our business first before we try to like figure out another team. So
yeah. And it sounds like you're heading into a great atmosphere. From what I understand, Hope College women's basketball is huge there. They are 27-0. They are the number 1 ranked team in the country. They'll play Grove City in the first round. You guys would play them probably if you win, if they beat Grove City. But what have you heard about that? I just heard kind of that it's sold out every night.
Right, yeah. I know a lot of us were watching the selection show, and then we were just getting anxious for our name to get called, and we're literally the bottom right corner of the bracket, so we waited a while to hear it, and then once we saw that Hope College was going to be where we would be going, I mean, I know I went and looked it up immediately because I was like, okay, where are we playing? And then you just see the picture of the arena, it's beautiful, and then I was seeing stuff like Hope College ranked number 1 crowd, and I was like, oh, okay, so they must take it serious. So it looks like it's going to be a good atmosphere, and that's kind of our atmosphere to play in because that's where we like to, we like the big stage. So. Yeah.
And it'll be Friday. What time was it?
5:30.
5:30, and then they'll be after you with their game, right?
Yes. I think they play after us.
The Grove City game. Yeah. Yep. So that'll be after that. So maybe they'll get some spillover from that crowd, and fun to play in front of a bunch of people like that.
Yeah.
So. All right, it's been a great season for these young ladies, and it's not over yet. So hopefully
that's right.
To Holland, Michigan. I didn't even know where that was either. So.
Yeah, me neither. Where it's from.
But it's a long trip up there. But hopefully you guys can go up there.
It'll be a fun trip. Yep.
Yeah, this is definitely a trip of a lifetime. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Got a lot of snacks ready for it.
Oh yeah.
So we got a lot of snacks today, so we're excited.
You're a bus driver now, evidently. Randy's going to be the bus driver.
There we go.
So congratulations on all your success. I was so happy to see it on Sunday.
Thank you so much.
It's so cool to be there.
Thanks for covering us.
Oh, it's great. It's been fun. Like I said, I feel like I've known you and Berea.
Right, yeah.
In middle school.
It's pretty crazy,
kids.
I know.
So it's great to see the continued success. And obviously, we were saying goodbye to her, but we still got you for 2 more years.
Yep,
so,
I'll be around.
So we'll go from there. So and Trent will be the coach. Is obviously building a great program there. And, I'm sure even more bigger and better things are on the horizon down there. So.
Yeah.
But appreciate you guys coming in so much.
Thank you for having us.
Coming back. It's
yeah.
You need to get like a little badge or something.
Right, yeah. Can I get something official? Where I don't have to ring the bell to get in? Just scan it.
We'll give you a card like you get punched every time.
There we go.
So, thank you so much. Good luck to you guys over the weekend. We'll be keeping track of you. And actually, I think my friend Ricky Elkins is going to go up there and take some pictures of you.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
He wanted to get away for the weekend. So,
hey, there we go. Good trip.
There? So, sure, why not?
That's awesome.
So we appreciate you being here. And we appreciate you guys watching.
Thank you.
And we will be back next week. So take care.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta. And thanks to another great sponsor, Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. James Brockman, owner. Serving Central Kentucky for over 20 years. Both residential and commercial, all work guaranteed. Free estimates and insured. Call 859-582-6645. Do you want to advertise on the Richmond Register Sports Show? Now you can. Contact us now at sports@richmondregister.com or message us on Facebook today. If it's sports in Madison County, we cover it. Advertise now on the Richmond Register Sports Show in Madison County.
Almost 2 decades. That's right, I've covered local sports in Madison County for almost 2 decades. The Madison Central Indians, the Madison Southern Eagles, the Model Patriots, the Berea Pirates, the EKU Colonels, and the Berea College Mountaineers. I've covered them all. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, track, cheerleading, golf, youth sports, and more. It's all being covered by the Richmond Register. Join us for a brand new weekly sports program. Watch the Richmond Register Sports Show every Thursday at 9 p.m. Be sure to like, share, and follow us on all our social networks and to subscribe to the Richmond Register online or get your own subscription delivered. If it's sports in Madison County, we cover it.